Let's be honest with ourselves for a minute here. Full release Gale Dekarios, or Gale of Waterdeep as he likes to call himself, is just a more charming iteration of the annoying, nasally voiced know-it-all archetype. He's the blonde kid from Polar Express.
Do you know what kind of train this is? Huh? Do you know what kind of train this is? Well, do ya?
Of course. It's a magic train.
Actually, it's a Baldwin 284 S3 class Berkshire-type steam locomotive.
He talks too much and for too long about things nobody cares about. He makes jokes that aren't particularly funny. He thinks he's smarter than everybody else in the room, and he's bad at reading social cues. All traits he and I share in common, I'm afraid. And yet he's simultaneously this level-headed, hyper-capable man who genuinely does possess an invaluable wealth of knowledge and expects you to have the same confidence in him as he has in himself. In theory, I do think that this is an interesting combination, and Tim Downey, who provides the voice and mocap for Gale, did an incredible job balancing the two halves of the character's personality, lending a low, slow softness to Gale's more serious or introspective moments.
But we've seen hell. It's real. And it isn't trivial.
And an adorable, high-pitched sharpness to his nerdier lines.
Their collection of rare tomes is unparalleled.
But while I'm not saying that those two aspects of his personality are diametrically opposed or anything, I do sometimes find them incongruous. I personally believe that Larian played up Gale's nerdiness because of the feedback that they got from early access players about him feeling like a villain in disguise. In what appears to be an attempt to make him more approachable, they've tacked on this more playful side to his personality. Overall, there was a sort of sinister and arrogant edge to Gale's otherwise upstanding demeanor in early access, and as such, a lot of time was spent in the online community theorizing that he would betray the player, or that he was secretly one of the main villains, or something of the like. Of course, those early access theories were wrong. A betrayal would not come to pass, but that sinister arrogance would remain even after Gale was reworked to be the wizard that we know in the full release, and that left a pretty bitter taste in my mouth when I booted the game back up on launch day. I think that nerdy Gale ultimately works against the main points of his story, especially the issue of his pride. He comes off as a man who doesn't take himself that seriously, which is in conflict with the way he does treat his condition, his past position as an archmage, and his relationship with Mystra. This does not feel like a man whose ultimate lesson is one of humility.
You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?